What up, though? It's the word. You see the title. We're gonna talk about it. But first, do me a favor. Um, I don't even know if my mic hooked up, but if you're new here, do me a favor. Hit the subscribe button and drop a like for me. It's free to you, but it means a lot to me. I don't know if there's anybody in the chat. Can you actually hear me? If you can hear me in the chat, can you drop a one or a two or something? What did he do now? All right. So yeah, I'm gonna just. I had a title, but okay, baby, don't cry. Sorry, I'm holding my daughter right now. I had a subject to talk about, but honestly, I'd rather just have some people come up and we have a discussion about anything. Yeah, I probably should. Oh my God, you threw up, baby. Okay, you threw up, mama. But yeah, life itself is a title. So I mean, just having general conversation, it's content itself because just basically, if you're new here, what I generally talk about is the mindset, because I believe the way we think, um, we can equate the decisions we make and the choices we make in life, and if we are able to think better, we're able to make better decisions and better choices. So that's why I focus on the mindset. But I do have an extensive understanding in religion and words. Thus, my name, the word. And I wanted to talk about truth and fact and reality. And I guess I can still do it because these concepts we burn in our mind. And a lot of times we won't even understand what they mean. They change the definition of so many words so many different times. But the reality is the truth is basically something that a bunch of people agree to. Facts are things that can be proven and backed, so and then the reality is just what it is. It's just what exists. So is the truth is that we got enough money on this planet to have nobody poor, nobody homeless. Nobody should have to suffer. When we have billionaires, no one should have to suffer. And that's a fact, and that's the truth. The reality is that'll never happen. You know, that'll never happen. These billionaires will never create things that will end world hunger, that will end homelessness. That's just the reality. And it's usually working class people who assist. It's not even really the rich. It's the working class people who relate to people who suffering the most and generally is called upon to help. It's not the rich people who live in the big houses or got the trust funds over millions of dollars. It's the people who get up and work a 9 to 5 Monday through Friday, who generally is the ones who donate and using their time to go out and support, homeless people, poor people. It's us. So when they say it's only us, it's only us. You know, it's only us, the ones with the less resources, who do the most for society. Society is built on the backs of the working class, and that's that's messed up, man. It's messed up because a lot of the problems that we have, we shouldn't even have. We have more than enough resources to spread, so no one will be hungry. It's more than enough abandoned buildings and houses that can be fixed up and people placed in. But the reality is, you can't have poor people. I mean, you can't have rich people if you don't have poor people. Everything is ran off of duality. So, and that's the unfortunate part. But that can't stop us from, doing the right thing. Because when we stop, then People suffer. People suffer. So, like I said, I didn't really have nothing to talk about. But just looking in the world is enough problems. You trying to take the baby?
No, I would like to stand, but
Here you go, my new. But the reality is this too. You know, I can sit back and, I'm not rich. I'm not poor though. I live a comfortable life. And I can sit back and just, go on living my life and do what I can do best for me and mine. But then I understand I'm not gonna be here. I'm not here forever. We all here for a limited amount of time. And when I leave here, I want the world in a better place for my kids, for my grandkids, for my great grandkids. So it's something I have to do. Uh, Something we all should take into account. You know, we should all try to leave this place better than the way we found it. And unfortunately, the generations before us, um, it wasn't left like that. And it's not all their fault. Circumstances, the stuff they wasn't aware of, stuff that they got bamboozled into accepting and doing. And we can't fault them for that, but we have to learn from their mistakes to do better. Because if we don't, then it's just gonna get worse. And we can see that. We was having a discussion on Nate the Great's channel, and they was talking about the transition to music, and just thinking about, I grew up in the mid to late '80s and into the '90s, and I seen it transform because when I was growing up, it was about the music, especially black music. It was about love making. It was about pride. Having pride in your race, love in general. Then people in the hood start telling their stories, and that was cool at first because we was understanding their experiences. But that even turned into from them telling their stories to them telling stories about killing each other. First, it was the oppression, and then they start telling stories about killing each other. Then it's degrading the women, and just watching the snowball. It just got worse and worse. What up, though, Alan? It got worse and worse, and that's just a reflection of where we at. That's just a reflection of where we at today. It's just my opinion that that black people being violent towards black people has became entertainment. And anytime we entertain by something, it becomes profitable. But it's not profitable for us. It's profitable for the people who putting it out there. Even this app, we don't get we get pennies. I don't get nothing, but even the people who monetize, they get pennies compared to what the CEO's getting. But they the ones just battling. Like, shout out to Leticia. If y'all not subbed up to her, I wish she was in here so she can drop her link. But she got a video on her page and is a record executive. And he said something very powerful. He said the people who putting this new music out, the CEOs, they're not the ones dying. It's the artists. It's the artists dying, not the ones who responsible for actually putting it out. And I thought that was very powerful because people are benefiting off of our pain, off of our struggle, as they always have. But they just doing it at a crazy rate now. And we still fighting amongst one another. For difference of opinions, for different ideas, we fight. We fight and we fight one another. We fight each other for race, religion, beliefs. We just keep fighting one another instead of coming together and creating change. Black on black crime, black on black violence is a form of entertainment to the world now. And we don't see that. We're entertaining people. People tune in to watch us go at one another. And they laugh at our pain. They laugh at our struggle. And we keep putting on performances. And, I'm not gonna lie, I was guilty, you know. But when I became aware, I had to take responsibility. And I had to understand that I can't stop it. I know I can't stop it, but I don't have to contribute to it. And that's where I'm currently at in my life. I'm not contributing to nothing negative. I'm only contributed to the positive, or that's what I'm gonna do my best to do. Is try to shine a light, and it's not about doing the right thing for just me. Me as a father, I have to be an example. Yeah, see, Alan, that's what I'm saying, bro. They even laugh at our actions and our reactions. They do. That's why I say, bro, we are the most influential people on this planet. And I'm not saying that to knock nobody else. I'm just saying facts, man. If we look at anything, look at sports, look at entertainment, most people on this planet, if you ask them their top 5 or top 3 actors, it's gonna be a black person. You ask them their favorite athlete, top 3. I apologize, my daughter. She into that cluster feeding phase. But if you ask for the top 3, athletes, it's gonna be a black person. We influential, but how are we influencing the world? It's crazy, man. It's crazy, but yeah, they laugh at us, man. We became entertainment. Once upon a time, like, we don't even know our history, man. And then we get emotional. Our emotions, we used to express that through music. Now we express it through violence. Our emotions used to be a form of, we used to use it as art, use that energy, all that pain, that struggle. We used to use it and turn it into art, something beautiful. We don't do that no more. We take it out on one another. And it's unfortunate because if you understand how the impact that we have on the world watches it. You got people over in Japan, all these other countries trying to dress like us, dance like us, talk like us, rap like us. You okay? Roll off the bed. You okay, baby? They emulate us. So imagine if we was doing something positive. We can literally change the world. We influence the world as it is. So imagine if we did positive, the change that we can make, the shift we can make. And that's the scary part, because let's be honest, like, I don't blame nothing. The way we are, look, this is fact. I hear a lot of different talks and debates, but the way the condition of black people in, this is the best analogy I can give you. If your computer catch a virus, you can't get mad at the computer. You get mad at the virus that infected the computer. The condition we in is not our fault. And I can sit up here and say, well, we had enough time to fix it and correct it. We don't have the proper tools to do it. We don't. We don't get the resources. We ain't got the tools. A lot of us wake up, but not enough of us wake up to realize what's going on. And there's a lot of things, hurdles and hoops that we got to go through, even the woke people. Not only do I got to navigate the trap set before me because I done broke the mind control, but now I got to worry about people who look like me too. So the woke people got it. I'm not gonna say they got it harder, but we got it hard. Because not only do we got to navigate the same traps that the rest of us got to navigate, but now we got to navigate through our own people. So I mean, even like I said, even waking up, if you want to call it woke, whatever, when you start realizing um, all the things that's put in front of us to fail, when you start realizing it, like I said, I understand why a lot of people just find a comfortable space and go through the motions. I understand, and I can't get mad at people. Not a lot of people will talk about things, go fight for things. A lot of people, what up, Blackbird? They not, because it's like you fighting by yourself, and you get tired, and then you got to look at, like, I just want to focus on my family. That's how I was for a long period of time. But then I found people like Nate. You know, he talking, he fighting. Other people like Rachel. And you find people and you get that motivation. I done started nonprofit organizations, didn't have no help, no support from nobody. And it's hard because you just trying to do something positive. But then when you realize you by yourself trying to do it, and the people you trying to help is it's not their fault. They just trying to survive, but you tearing down what I'm trying to build for you, and that gets discouraging. And then you just want to stop. Like, okay, then you know, you open up a transitional home, and people take out the home. Like I know people who started programs for people, right? They get the programs going. People working for them steal money. People steal out the house, and it's like you just trying to do good for people in general. And the same people you trying to help, you giving jobs to them, the ones you got to watch out for. And it's messed up, but that's how our society is now. It's like everybody for themselves. There's no more community concept. There's no tribal mentality. We don't have that no more. We find more reasons to buck against one another than to come together. Even like conversations on here, most of the conversations we pointing fingers at one another. We judging one another. Instead of saying what do we have in common where we can come together and build. Like doing that, and when other people see it and they realize it can be done. We a lot of times we don't know what can be done until we do it. But a lot of us been through so much BS, we don't even we worry about ourselves. And I'm guilty because I do it now, even to this day. You know, I've been through so much trying to help people and got burnt. I got to be selective on who I help, and that's the smart way of doing it. But the way you want to do it, you want to like when we talk about the community, the people, I want to do that so bad. But you can't even sit down and have a discussion with one another. We in constant competition with one another, and that's sad. That is sad. It's, it's like we at the bottom of the totem pole, but we competing. What are we competing for, man? What is it? Ego? Like really, what are we competing for? What are we going at one another for? To be right? It's the ego. It's the ego that won't let us come together. And it's not everybody, and it's not fair to say everybody because everybody don't think like that. But it's always the ones who think positive and try to do positive things and come together. Them the ones that get hurt the most. Them the ones that get taken advantage of. It's always the good guy. Always. And that's a mindset, man. That's a mindset. And that's why I talk about mindset, trying to change the way people think. Like even holding grudges, like it's no good holding pain inside, holding envy, holding anger. It doesn't suit you. It's no benefit to hold that stuff inside because when you do it, eat at you, and you miss opportunities. You miss opportunities building with people, from growing with people, from personal growth. You just miss opportunity. Look, we all ain't gonna see eye to eye. Never. That'll never happen. Everybody will not be on one accord. But we don't have to be. The only thing we have to do is respect one another. If we just start off with that, just respect one another. Respect one another's views. Respect one another's opinions. Respect one another's beliefs. If we can start off doing that, then we can move forward. We can have discussions. Like, even when we talking about when we talking about, I don't even want to say religion, but that's a whole nother argument. We get our emotions attached to our beliefs. But when we talking about what a man should be, the ideal standards of a man, you know, we can have discussions about these things because everybody got something to bring to the table. My ideas ain't no better than yours. We get to the point where even on this app talking about this, you know, a lot of people don't even want to give their opinions because they've seen things that happened before. People getting ridiculed because they think a different way, because they came up a different way, because they talk a different way. People don't even want to share their opinions because they might not have the status. They might not have the material things. A lot of times people don't want to get on camera because people not even listening to what they say. They looking at them. And instead of listening to what a brother or sister has to say or information they bring in, they looking into, oh, do you brush your teeth today? Is your hair nappy? Do that really matter if they bring you information? Does any of this stuff even really matter? How a person looks, what a person drives, where a person lives, what does that matter if they got information that you can use that can better your life or the life of somebody you know? None of that stuff matters. But we make it matter. That's one of the traps, though. And we just don't see it. We judge one another. And why do we do it? Do it make us feel better about ourselves? Is that why we judge one another? Like when you see somebody in the worst situation than you are, does that make you feel better about your situation? Does that even change your situation? Does it make your situation better? Because your car might be newer than somebody's, your house bigger than somebody. That make you feel better about the house. We so superficial, man. And maybe I should have picked a topic because I'm not even here to criticize nobody. Everybody got the right to live their life the way they choose to. But I do like talking about things that can actually have an effect or change the way a person thinks. Because a lot of the shit we go through is because the way we think. It's a lot of stuff we don't do no more. We just take information, not understanding where the information comes from. We don't even know how to decipher information no more. People say research when they just looking at something. That's not research. Just because you read something, that's not research. But that's what people do. And that's lazy to me. And that's just my opinion. And like I said, I'm no better than nobody. I'm no better. I got flaws just like everybody else. But that's different. I'm not afraid to admit it. I'm not gonna get everything right, and I'm open to be corrected though. Yeah, I am open to be corrected. That's why I created this platform, and that's why usually when I get in here, I drop a link. If I say something, correct it. If you even watch one of my old videos and you got something to add to it or take away from it, hit the link. Let's talk about it. You know, this area over here, it's like Planet Fitness, man. Judgment free. We build. Yeah, we build. What up, Rach? And see, like even Rach, Rach, like she ain't know I've been, following her for a while. Cause she said something, when I see passion in people, those the people I want to be around. People who have a desire and are passionate. Those people are the people who create things in this world. And when I heard her telling her story, it's like, okay, I want this. This is the people I want to be around because those people, you can link up with, and you can have positive, fruitful conversation, and you can build towards solutions. There's a lot of people who come on these apps and they talk about problems. And that's all they want to do. Just talk about the problem. To me, that's just complaining. There's no purpose of talking unless we find solution. And I'm not gonna lie. There she go, Lovey. I get happy when I see Lovey pop in. Lovey been here since day one, and I appreciate that because uh, there's a couple people that have been rocking with me since day one, but definitely Lovey and her passion. You know, Lovey is the fire. She a firecracker. And just appreciating people. And like I said, you come in here, we go build. I'm I'm always throw roses. I'm always be appreciative. I'm always be grateful because nobody has to be in here right now. Y'all sitting here chilling with me talking, and I know I be boring. I'm boring. I talk about life too much. But I try to talk about things that affect us all. Because I've been through the fire. I've been through some I've been through it. And a lot of times, when you go through stuff like that, all you seek is peace. And I did that for years, man. That's all I wanted to do was find some peace, some type of solace. And I found it. And I didn't find it in the way most people do. I went through all these spiritual systems, all these religious systems, and I didn't find no answers. And then I start practicing them, start doing the things, and I start understanding the lessons. And when I began to understand the lessons, I found my peace, and that's why I come and try to share. You know, I try to share the information that I learned over the years, but it's not easy. You know, but that's why I say like that passion, that desire. When I see that, that's why I link with those people because those are the people who are willing to take the necessary steps to get the change they want. And not the only one loving life and recovery work. And see that you know what, man, so many people got so many amazing stories. Like I don't know if y'all listen to Lovey's story. I gotta clip that video. But Lovey went through some shit. She came through it. And you can tell. You can always tell people who've been through some shit and come through it because they have a greater appreciation of life. They look at life different, you know. And Alan, I'm interested to hear your story, brother. I am. Like I said, anytime that link there, you're more than welcome to hit it. And I'm just talking, bro. There's no content really I'm making. I'm just talking. That's one of them nights where I just talk. Oh yeah, Lovey got a badass story actually. Like her story is inspiring. Ryder's got a good story too. Um, how she overcame things with her son, you know. But yeah, Alan, anytime you want to hit that link, brother, you're more than welcome. And like I said, you ain't gotta show your face or nothing like that, bro. I'll just be up here talking. And like I said, I had a topic, but I'm not gonna lie, we was on Nate's panel, and I got like I have to focus. I got ADHD. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. And once my focus is knocked off, it's like okay, I don't want to do it. So I just said I'm gonna come up here and talk. Um, oh yeah, um, yeah. Oh, do you got a mod stick? I ain't got no mods in here right now. Hey, well, I don't know if Lovey know how to, but I gotta put. Hold on, Caitlin. Let me get my phone. I don't know if you got a mod stick, but please sub up to Caitlin's channel because um like that's how I reached 100 subs, and I appreciate you, brother. But that's exactly how I reached 100 subs. They do a lot of promotion, good music too, great music. Let me get my phone up real quick. But yeah, it's Let me get my phone up real quick. But there you go. Yeah, it's let me Yeah, but we got a nice little community, and everybody support one another, help one another, and build each other up. You know, that's what we do. Mental labor. And see, that's what I'm saying. Like, but see, even your insight and your experience, you don't understand how your words can actually help somebody. You know, your words can help somebody. Like I was sitting up here. I don't know if y'all seen that video with Perpetual. But one night I just got back on here and started talking, and she literally said I saved her life, and that humbled the crap out of me. You know, just the word, just me coming on talking like I'm talking now. I said something that resonated with her, and she felt like being here was worth it. So you never know when your words can have an impact on somebody, and how it can help somebody. You know, you never know, and that's why I say we beat each other up too much, and doing that, um, you miss out on opportunities to learn someone's story. And learning someone's story, you can learn from their experiences too. You know, that's why I don't judge people. Some of the best information I ever got in my life was from winos. You know, this one dude I met, I helped him out. I gave him a pair of shoes. I gave him my gym shoes one day. You know, you riding down the street, looked out the window, and I'm like, man, this dude ain't got no shoes on. And I got a pair of shoes on. I gave him my gym shoes. 2 days later, I seen him. Went over and gave him $10. And he said, thank you. And he said, 10 years ago, I wouldn't imagine somebody would be helping me. This dude had his own company. He had a shipping company. Went out gambling one day, lost everything, lost his wife. He was on the street just that quick. He said all of it happened within 2 years. Like he went from being a millionaire to living on the street within 2 years. All his savings gone. And it was one bad night of gambling. His wife left him. He ended up losing his house, lost his company in a 2 year span. You never know somebody's story. Oh, Lovey, you already know, man. My whole family love Lovey. That's what I'm saying. It's people. I learned that in life. You know, everybody ain't for everybody, and at times, even when you think you cool with people, you know, an incident situation can happen, and that's how you really know. Just from my personal experience, that's how you know when somebody in your corner are down for you is when shit hit the fan. What do they do? That's how I learned in life. So there she go. My two favorite people on YouTube are in the building now, Lovey and Perp. But yeah, that's how I know. Like with my wife, um, before her mother died, I would say we didn't really have any traumatic events, stress in our relationship. But when her mother died, that was her best friend. So that took a lot out of her. And then a couple months later, I lose my eyesight. And when they put her mother on hospice, they was gonna put her mother in a home. And I'm like, nah, bring her here. I take care of her. I've been in the medical field for 13 years. My mom's a nurse, my dad, my whole family, we all got medical experience. I'm like, nah, we go take care of her. She ain't going in no home. So we did our thing until the last day she was here on earth. We spent every second with her. And, she looked at me and said, why did you do that? It wasn't no choice. It wasn't even a thought. That's the OG. That's the mom. And that gave me the opportunity to show you that I'm down. I just didn't say I do. I'm down. Whatever we go through, we'll go through it together. And that's just what it is. And then I lose my eyesight. And as a man, Alan, as a man, bro, that's when you lose something like that, bro. And I'm the protector of my family. I'm the apex predator. I'm the one who bring out the suitcase when stuff go down. And now when I lost my eyesight, I felt worthless. I'm not gonna lie to you. I felt worthless when it happened. But my wife, even to this day, she ain't taking none of that. I'd be like, I can't see. Why you keep telling you can see? I'm like, no, I can't. No, the doctor said no, you can see. My wife she don't want to hear none of that. She don't want to hear nothing. You let my wife tell it I'm Superman. Let her tell it I'm Superman. But that's what I'm saying. So that's how you know. That's why I say it's nothing in this world that I'm not gonna fuck this up, because you don't get this. You don't get it. So when you get it, you gotta hold on to it. If you get somebody in your life and they worth keeping, do everything possible to keep them. Just show it's easy for women, fellas. I'm telling you, and ladies, you in here, tell me if I'm wrong. If you just show a woman how much you appreciate her and how much she loves, I think those are the two fundamental things that keep women happy. It's just to show them that they love and that they appreciate it. Show them that, and that looks like this. Tell a woman how beautiful she is at least 2 or 3 times a day. At least 2 or 3 times. Just let her know that she's beautiful. When she do stuff, just let her know you see her doing it. Women sacrifice a lot, just like us men do. As men, man, we sacrifice a lot. But women, I just think when you with another person, it's kind of, you can't make no one happy, but you can contribute to a person's happiness. Even in a friendship, like every time I see like these my people in here, y'all my people. I'ma always appreciate y'all. I'm gonna tell y'all how grateful I am, because y'all don't have to be here listening to me. Y'all don't be having to spend this time. Y'all helping me. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's watching me, listening to me, that's watch hours going. Y'all don't have to do that. And people take stuff like that for granted. I don't. Like I said, like when Nate said, like he didn't tell his story, but he said he wasn't supposed to be here. There's a couple times I should have been out of here. Every year, I'll tell y'all a secret. Every year on my birthday, I don't do nothing. I sit back and cry. I cry because I'm still here, and I'm not supposed to be. I'm not supposed to be here. I've been in situations. Yeah, I'm not supposed to be here. So I reflect on that every year. And the tears ain't out of pain, it's for joy, because I realize and I'm grateful. I'm grateful that I'm still here. I still got an opportunity to make an impact. I'm still here with the opportunity to spend time with my family, to make somebody smile. I wake up thinking about how to make my wife and my kids smile. When I wake up, that's one of the first thoughts I have. How can I make them smile? A lot of us, we all go through stuff in life. And I'm not here to say my story. I could tell you my story, and people will be like, "Oh, that's crazy, that's amazing." But it's people who've been through a lot worse than I have, and I understand that and I recognize that. So a lot of times, like even when I tell my story, how I overcame stuff, I do it mindfully because I understand that people went through more than me and are currently going through more than me. And just because I got over it, I understand there's a process and other people need that same time or more sometimes. So I don't judge people. There's no point, passing criticism on people. There's no point. Like I said, we all go through stuff. We all been through stuff. Some of the stuff that I went through, y'all probably look at it like, oh, that it wasn't that bad, and vice versa. That's just how life is. But if we can just do, if you can't do right by somebody, I would advise you just to stay away from 'em. If we can't help, let's not harm. Let's not disturb another person's harmony. It's so many things that we can do to make life easier. So many different things. We can make it easier for one another, and we can make it easy for ourselves. Oh, there she go. That's my baby. And oh my God, I think I deleted that. My wife, 2 days after her C-section, she had to go back in the hospital because she was retaining fluid, and the fluid got around her lungs and heart. And I'm not gonna lie, I lost a coworker. So when it happened to her, the first thing I'm thinking is like, I just want my wife to be safe. We just had a baby. My head was messed up. I got a newborn baby at the house and a crazy ass 3-year-old. And my sister, she a doctor. She just got her doctorate. It was great. Her daughter's sick. She got a family of her own. She came and stayed the night with me. And I got a couple sisters. I love all my sisters, but this one in particular, something wrong with her. I think it was when I turned the dryer on when we was playing hide and go seek, and she tumbled a couple times. I probably rattled something loose, so she just as crazy as me. And when she came over, every time I got sad, she just do something, say something, make me laugh. And she gave me comfort. She didn't have to do that. She had her own problems at her own house. Her baby sick. She took the time out to come make sure her big brother was okay. And if you asked her, it was effortlessly. It was effortless. It wasn't even a thought to it. But it meant everything to me, especially in that moment. It meant everything to me. And that's why even to this day I try to be there for anybody and everybody. I try to put as most positive energy out because I get it. You know, I get it. I get it from all my family. I get it from my loved ones. I get it from close friends. I'm blessed. I'm lucky too, because these same people who love me had patience with me. I wasn't always doing the right thing. I didn't always make the right decision. Some of the decisions I made could have got them hurt. But I woke up and I realized like I gotta change. And it was that desire. And I went looking everywhere. And I found it. I found what works for me. And that's another reason I don't judge nobody. It's no point. Like, I have no desire, I have no inkling to judge anyone. I'm not gonna lie. I might think something in my head, but I never say it. There's no point unless people open to, unless people open up to my opinion. Then I share it. But if they're not open, I just believe our opinions are not valuable unless they're asked. Unless somebody's seeking our opinion, it's not even valuable. Yeah, bro. I was a terror, bro. I was a terror. My nickname was Kaboom, so you can only imagine how I got that name. Yeah, I wasn't. Yeah, I was a piece of work, man. And that's the thing, man. Like, looking how far I came, I appreciate it. I appreciate the journey that I had to take to become what I am now. I get them. You okay? I get them. I appreciate that journey because, and that's what I was telling you. Um, that's what I was telling you, Perp. It's the journey. It's not looking back and realize all the stuff I overcame and the stuff I had to go through to overcome it. That's what gives me my strength. You know, that's what gives me the ability to look back and not be sorry for what I did and learn from my mistakes. You know, it's the journey that we go through. Um, I don't know why my nose will start running, but yeah, it's the journey, and we forget that too. You know, we forget that. Like, even listening to the older people's the older people's experiences, I enjoy it. I enjoy listening to older people talk about the past and the stuff they've been through because I want to understand how they overcame it, the mindset that they had. Because you think about like what we going through now. I couldn't imagine going through like segregation. You know, the stuff they had to overcome. Like listening to my uncle talk about the race wars, the race riots. You know, and what they had to do. It's like listening to what they had to endure compared to how we are now. That's why I say men these days, they couldn't have made it back then. You're too emotional. You'd have got your head knocked off. You know, somebody call you a name, you jump out of your skin. They had to endure that just to make it home. So you talk about swallowing pride. Like, man, even women, you know, women didn't have the right to vote. Women were looked at as second class citizens. And now look, my sister a doctor now. Those opportunities, the stuff that our ancestors fought for, gave a path to what we can be now. You know, it opened up that path. All the sacrifice they made, and we still screwed up. We still argue over superficial things. We don't look at what's important. These babies, man, these kids, and our elderly. We don't take care of our kids or our elderly in the manner we should. Not all of us. Some of us do, but the ones who even do, they get overlooked. All the people doing the right things, they get overlooked. And I'm doing it right now. You know, I'm doing it right now. I'm overlooking the people by even saying we. People who do the right things, they don't get the spotlight. Because if they did, it'd become common again. And maybe it is common. We just don't know it's common because the only thing they show us is the BS. But even like with this platform, we don't show it. And that's what I want to start doing. And that's why I'll always open my panel. If you doing the right thing, come up here and talk so we can show people. Like I told my story about my mother-in-law. I refuse to allow her to spend her last days in a home because that's not how it's supposed to be. And that's not how it was. So I brought her home and we took care of her. You know why? Because she took care of my wife when she was little. We don't throw our old away. That's not normal. That's not normal. And that should not be acceptable. And I know it's hard. People got to work and they ain't got time. That's why we need to talk because everybody got something. It might be somebody on here who know information about resources. That's why we need to talk. And I understand because, I watch sports, I watch MMA, I watch boxing. We all need a distraction. We all deserve some form of entertainment. We do, you know. But what I'm asking is this: don't let the entertainment be another going at one another. We gotta not make that normal. We gotta not make that normal because if we don't, it's gonna get worse. We see it. It's been getting worse these last couple years. In the '90s, you ain't never seen no black man land in the street with no bullet holes in them. On the news, they didn't show that. Now they do. It's common. We desensitize. They highlight black on black crime. They highlight that. They even gave it a name. Crime is crime, bruh. And usually it happens in a close vicinity. So it's not only black on black crime, you got Asian on Asian crime, white on white crime. Crime is crime. But we gotta understand what they doing, man. We gotta open our eyes to that. And on this platform, I'm still learning. But I want to highlight normal. Like when Twitter started, I had a big following on Twitter. And what I was doing was highlighting normal people, giving them shout outs. I'm talking about when I say normal, I'm talking about people at Burger King who greeted me nice. What do you do? Why do you smile? Why do you like your job? I was putting them on my Twitter page just so people can see normal people. It's people. We take things for granted. When you go to a fast food restaurant and someone is actually excited and greet you with manners and being respectful to you, that don't make you feel good. So why not get some of that energy back? Why not? Why not get some of that energy back? You walk in the store, somebody holds your door open. Why not turn around and smile? Thank you. Appreciate it. That should be normal. That should be common. It's people, I swear. I go in the store, don't nobody even say excuse me. They'll push through you or try to squeeze through you. And it's like, bro, what the hell? And I'm 6 foot a good two right now. I'm probably like 245. I'm not a small boy. I'm not a small boy at all. My back is built like like a house. My shoulders, like I'm not a small boy. And people literally try to squeeze past and push through me instead of saying excuse me. Like people don't even got manners no more. There's no respect for human life. They don't respect human life no more. They leave babies shot up. Even babies killing one another. They don't know no better. We can say they do. We can say they do. But what examples do they have? When I was growing up, I had a man by the name Mr. Jesse. He used to live down the street from me. He took me hunting, took me fishing, taught me how to use a hound dog, taught me how to skin animals. That was a man. I had an example. We don't have a lot of those. And the people who are doing the right thing, like I said, you want to go lay down? Okay. Here I come. Go live with mommy until I come, okay? Okay. I'm gonna come. Let me if I apologize, I gotta put my son down, daddy duties, but give me probably about 20, 30 minutes and I'll be back on if y'all can make it back. Unless Perp, you wanna come up here and talk, unless y'all wanna hit the panel and just had a conversation. Or I come back in a minute. Just give me a minute, about 30 minutes. Is he okay? Okay. The wife handled it. But yeah, give me 1 second though. Let me blow my nose. I don't know why my nose is running like this. Yeah, but all the examples we have today, it ain't people doing the right thing. Like these, what do these kids got to look up to? Young Thug, Lil Yachty, what's his name? Lil Uzi Vert. You know, even the sports, the athletes. You know, even they is the materialism. That's what the young people see. So they want the material stuff. You know, where's the Madam C.J. Walker's at? You know, you said just exit and come back. Yeah, let me put him to sleep. I'll be right back. I'll be back. Where's the? I can't see.